Hi, I'm Abby, I'm from UK Online Centres, and this is a really quick guide to outreach. Okay, so the biggest tip that I could possibly give you is just don't sit in your centre and wait for people who've never used computers and the internet to come to you. Go out and find them. That's what outreach is all about. But what do we mean when we say outreach? Well, there's kind of two things. So you could be doing promotional events, so out leafleting, chatting and engaging, and that could be a sort of a street marketing stall in a shopping centre. It could be an afternoon sort of floor walking and chatting to punters in the post office. Now the second type of outreach are actual kind of outreach sessions, so getting out and about, and that could be a breakfast club in a local pub with a sort of a set of laptops and dongles, or it could be an afternoon in an old people's home, and it could be kind of a sort of a 6-week session that you're doing there kind of every Monday afternoon. Okay, so what are the kind of places that you can go and find your target audience? And here are just some of them. So supermarkets, leisure centres, doctors and dentists, care homes, places of worship, football clubs, Job Centre Plus, don't forget them. There's all sorts of partners you can be working with that can help you reach new people. So here are some ideas for how you could approach partners and what you could ask them to do for you. So you could ask them to host outreach events for you. So that might be at a care home. You could ask them if you could have a little street marketing store, for instance, in the foyer of the local Asda. You could ask if you could put up leaflets and posters in the doctor's surgery. Maybe they would want to donate prizes for you from a local shop, so you can do a bit of a prize draw and get people interested in what you're doing. You could get them to spread the word for you. So you could get people in the local post office to kind of talk to the regulars about what you do. You could get people in your local job centre to actually refer people onto you. You could work with partners, so you could get some guest appearances at your events, so a VIP along, for instance, from a football club. You might get a footballer along. You could work with a local school to help you get some dressing from your event. So local school children could do you some posters all about computers and the internet and how fab they are. A partner might help you with refreshments for your event. Never underestimate the power of a cup of tea and a slice of cake. We're not above bribery. It's a really good way to get people interested in what you're doing and getting you that 5 minutes in which to tell them how brilliant computers and the internet are and why they should be using them. Okay. So a top tip here is when you're approaching these partners, make sure you're talking to the right person and talk to them in person. Don't send an email or a letter. Pick up the phone and arrange to go in and visit them, and be prepared to be persistent. Now, a long-term top tip is to get in touch with your local authority, because they can help you get in touch with all your Sure Start centres, all your schools, all the local care homes, and it can take a bit of time, but it's well worth doing. So try getting in touch with them. So the outreach basics, whatever kind of outreach you're doing, these are the basics. Think about how to raise awareness in the local community that you're doing your outreach in. How are you going to generate interest on the day that you're doing your event? What are you going to do with the punters once you've got them? How are you going to staff the event? And how are you going to make it look pretty? So, top tip here is to get your learners involved in all of that. So your learners could be handing out leaflets, they could be doing door drops, they could be kind of on your street marketing stall, because they can tell people that, 3 months ago I couldn't use a computer, now I think it's brilliant. If I can do it, so can you. Get them involved. They make brilliant volunteers. Make sure you use the materials that we've provided you to help you kind of make things look pretty and help you do your outreach. So all the posters and flyers and appointment cards, all our how-to guides on how to do things like street marketing and approach partners, all of our templates. And when you're using them, get going really quick with them. Don't hang about. Get them out and about in the local community. Get all the downloads and get a bit creative with it. So you could do your own posters and you could get your own balloons and kind of dress everything up for yourself. So whenever you're running any type of event, the other really important thing is to plan attendance. You do not want this. You do not want tumbleweeds rolling around your outreach event with nobody turning up. So you need a busy, buzzy event, because it's a great way to get passers-by interested. It's a great way to give the people there a really good time and to show off what you can do. So think about inviting groups along. So the local knitting group. Think about getting partners to invite people along. So the Job Centre Plus could invite some clients along for you. Get your learners to bring people along. So get every one of your learners to bring an offline person in with them. Go along to existing groups. If you know the mothers and toddlers group are meeting in the church on a Tuesday, run a session straight afterwards so that you've got a captive audience. Use those bribes, offer them a cup of tea, offer them a slice of cake. So top tips for your promotional events. Pick the right spot. It's got to be somewhere busy, but not somewhere that people are kind of dashing about and you're going to annoy them by stopping them to have a chat. Dress the part. Look official. Put a t-shirt on. Stick a badge on. Set up a little stand so you've got a base and make what you're doing interesting. So think about what you're going to do on that stand so that people kind of want to stop and have a little chat to you. Know your sales pitch. So know why you're saying computers and the internet are so brilliant. And remember to say it's free. If someone approaches me with a clipboard, I think they're selling something. You're not selling anything. It's free. Be enthusiastic. If you bounce up to people and say, good morning, do you use computers and the internet? You know, you're going to engage them. If you're just kind of stand with a clipboard and said, you know, use computers and the internet, they're brilliant. No one's going to stop and talk to you then. So make sure you're enthusiastic and make sure you've got the right people on board who can do that and are happy to approach strangers. This is not for the shy. Use those bribes again, use branding, and make sure that the venue staff, wherever you are doing your promotional events, know who you are, what you're doing, and they're helping to point people in your direction. And then the last thing you need to do, if you've got someone's interest, you need to know where you're sending them. So it's got to be somewhere that's quite close. They're not going to travel for miles and miles, but if they're interested, make sure that they leave with an address just round the corner of where to go to find out more. So top tips to your actual outreach sessions. Prepare. So visit the place first so you can see where you'll be. Always check that the equipment works in the venue. Sometimes if you've got really thick walls in a basement, your dongle isn't going to work or you're not going to be able to get people online. Dress it up, so make sure it looks like there's something happening there that's exciting and fun. Use some of your branding materials. Provide people with refreshments. Think about the content. So you've got to focus in on people's interests. If you're in an old people's home, you might do a session on genealogy. If you're on a football club, you might look at the football website or look up the football results. So think about the content. Send invitations and personalise them. So you can actually use partners to help you, so trusted intermediaries, to refer people to you directly. Have a backup plan. If the internet fails and lets you down, have solitaire on the computer so people can practice their mouse skills, something. Make follow-up appointments so this isn't a one-off. It doesn't end after this day, this event. Make sure that the people know where their next session is going to be. So biggest tips here, get a bit of help to do your outreach. We've got invite letter templates, we've got PR templates, we've got session guides, we've got how-to guides to help you work with partners. All of them can be found here, www.ukonlinecenters.com. And if you go to the campaign section, you'll find everything in there. Or if you go to Centre Partners, it's also in the marketing section. Best of luck with your outreach events.